Hey, Tony Gaskins here, popping in for a little lesson today. Now, we should have about 40 minutes, 35, 40 minutes. I'm headed, taking my wife vehicle to get detailed. Wanted to jump on here and talk with you. And when I come on here, what you got to realize is it's just me and the Holy Spirit, and we just flowing on what's going on in the world, what I'm feeling and seeing, and we just touching on different little topics and lessons, so it'll bounce around from day to day. And that's why you got to keep your notebook. When you see these long videos, just get your notebook out and just jot you down some notes, because even if you don't need it, you might have a friend that start to go through and need this. Now, last night I was on live doing a live Q&A, and one lady, she was kind of talking about, like, well, Tony, do men get tired of looking around and things of that nature? And the thing that no man ever really, the men who admit to it, they do it in such a way that it kind of makes us look at them like they ain't got no sense. And so it gives it this thing of like, oh, you a dummy. And then also a lot of times women speak on it, which a woman should never speak on what a man feels and what a man is and isn't and go through, because all a woman gonna know is the men she's been with for 24 hours a day. You never know. You don't know somebody else's husband. You don't know somebody else's boyfriend. The only man that a woman knows is the men she has stayed with for 24 hours a day, for a long period of time, a year or more. So that woman, and even in that case, she does not know her own father a lot of times, because although she lived with him, she wasn't with him 24 hours a day. And a lot of couples, what they did was they argued in the room. They didn't argue in front of the kids. And a lot of moms, what the mom does is cover for the man. So the mom doesn't tell the kids that daddy cheated, daddy beat it, daddy manipulated, daddy controlled, daddy this type of that, daddy this type of that. So a lot of kids are just love their daddy and despise their mama, but don't even realize what all daddy did. And it's because daddy don't tell it, and then mama don't tell it, because she don't want to disparage the name of daddy out of respect for the kids' view of him. Her goal as a mom is to give her kids a good father. So if she drag his name through the dirt, now she feel like she failed in picking the right man, and that also reflects on her in her eyes. Now, some women are not like that, and they gonna tell their kids the truth about their daddy. And then some of us kids, we gonna hear the truth about our daddy and either care or not care. So I can hear the truth about my daddy, but I don't really think much about that, because I know how men are, and I also know how my mama is. So anything that my daddy did, I know I would have did it too, because I know my mama, and my mama would drive you crazy. And I love her with everything in me, but she would drive you crazy. And so you put it into perspective, and it's just totally different if you have this woman who, she is submissive, she's supportive, she cooking every day, she cleaning every week, she doing the laundry like she the CEO of home, and she working, and like and then she kind of got the man that's like, hey, you the head, I'm gonna submit to you. You work, you provide, you lead this household, you instruct these kids, you protect me, provide for me. and she put him in that place. And then if this guy got that type of situation, then he go out there and he cheat, he's a scum. He the scum of the earth. But when you're dealing with humans and you put humans in a situation that's undesirable, we really can't control what a human does. Meaning, if a man being yelled at, if he being disrespected, he being undermined, and then he step out and cheat, it's like you could already expect that was gonna happen, because he couldn't feel like a man in his home. And a lot of times people don't realize and understand that with every action there's a reaction. And one of the things that is not thought about often with women is just the reality of a man, and how a man has to be renewed by Christ in order to grow and change. Now, there may be men who are atheists or not Christian, of course, and they have found their way and they're 100% faithful. You know, I would be a fool to say that that doesn't exist, because the reason why I know is because I know a man can live without sex if he wants to and if he needs to. So the fact that I know a man can live without sex lets me know that a man can be faithful. And men may be faithful for other reasons. Some men are faithful because they're gay, and so they're down low man, and this woman is a cover up, and they just, you know, they watching the gay porn and stuff like that, and they fighting every day to be straight because of their belief system, their culture, race, whatever. And then some men could be faithful because they have erectile dysfunction and they don't have a choice. Some men are faithful because they are undesirable to women. But when they say a man is only faithful as his options, I know personally that's not true across the board, because I know I have options and I'm 100% faithful to my wife. But the reason I am faithful to my wife, and it may sound crazy, because and one woman, I remember, she couldn't understand this, and she wrote me saying this, and then she wrote my wife saying this. The lady took and heard me say this on YouTube and wrote my wife and said, your husband doesn't really love you because he's not faithful to you because he loves you. He's faithful to you because he fears God. I said that right there. I said that's right there the problem with some of y'all women. Can't listen and understand what's being said. No man in the entire world, and when I say no man, meaning there may be 1% of men, there may be 10% of men, but no man is faithful to a woman because he loves her. It's a combination of things that make a man faithful to a woman. So this, because you got to understand, we are humans. Humans are like leaves in the wind. So if a woman is created for love and she will cheat on her man, it's women who cheat on their man. So if a woman who does not have the sex drive of a man, there is no healthy woman who is healthy and did not go through trauma in her life with a sex drive of a man. It does not exist. You know why? Because when a man's thing is stimulated, his third leg, his meat leg, when that is stimulated, it tells the brain, we have to have a release. We need a release because this is standing up. That thing can be stimulated by the vibration in this seat while I'm driving. If I'm young enough, I'm too old for that. It can be stimulated by the blood flow when we wake up in the morning. And I ain't all the way too old for that. It don't happen every day. Did not happen today, I don't think. But it might happen about 3 or 4 days out the week. Wake up, thing standing up. My son just wrote me because he has not had sex and he does not have a girlfriend. And he was talking to me and he said, Dad, you know, it just be random situations in the morning. And I'm like, yeah, that's natural, son. That's blood flow. That's all that is, that blood flow. That's when it's supposed to really go down in the morning time. When everybody up and ready and living. It really ain't supposed to be at nighttime when people are tired and sleeping. And so a woman don't have that. Unless a woman done been through some trauma or she got a strong soul tie, a woman not finna get stimulated down there just by walking in a cool breeze. That's why a woman don't have the sex drive of a man. For a woman, it's more mental. For a man, it's mental, but it is nowhere near only mental. It is way more than mental. See, this thing, for most women, that's why they say 70% of women do not have a release during intercourse. Because see, for most women, their mind have to be in it. Unless a woman is a nympho or she just have trained her body to respond to, you know, intercourse or what have you because of how much work she done to get that thing right and ready, really wrong and ready. A woman's mind got to be into it for her to have a legitimate real release. It may be pleasurable, it may be exciting, it may be a blood rush, but that don't mean she have a release. So if a woman is angry, she not gonna have no release. A healthy woman. If she's sad, she not gonna have no release. If she mad, she not gonna have no release. For a man, he could be mad. His brother could have just got murdered. He could be sad. He could be drunk. He could be high. He could be sleepy. He could be wet. He could be dry. He gonna have a release. If some get on that thing and it go up and down, in and out, he gonna have a release. His mind could say, he could be screaming in his mind, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. No, this is terrible. I hate this. No. That thing have a mind of its own. It is created to replenish the earth against a man's will. That's why them two sisters in the Bible who did not have kids because they did not have no man, got their daddy drunk, got on their daddy when he was filthy drunk, and got them a little semen and got pregnant. It's that easy. It's that easy. And women have to understand that the difference between a woman and a man. Now, some women, they go too far. They go too far and they say, well, a man is like this, so I'm going to let him cheat. You know, I understand my man is going to cheat. The furthest a woman should go is saying, I understand my man is going to look around. And I expect him to become mature enough that he's not looking around in front of me. And that when he do look around, he just people watching and he got the maturity to know he can't go shoot no shot at no woman. But I'm going to tell you the truth. Men who are capable of cheating but want to remain faithful, we have to fight that fight every day. And some days it's a woman that you see that you almost lose that fight. Some days it is a woman that you see, you almost lose that fight. And I am a man who is a man of discipline, who is a man of God. And that's how I could tell you that. And one thing I can't stand is when an ignorant woman open her mouth and don't understand nothing about men and be talking about, oh, not no man of God. A man of God would never be tempted. And it's like, that is the dumbest thing in the world. Because temptation is what's going to come to men and women of God. That's like saying a woman of God will never sin. When a man look upon a woman in lust, all he doing is sinning. He is sinning. So if you saying a man of God will never sin, and a man should love his woman so much, yeah, that's the fairy tale they told y'all. That's not real. That's like a woman saying, because she in love with her husband, every other man she see is ugly. That's not true. If she see a man and he look good, there's nothing she can do about that. She gonna see that man and be like, it's a handsome man. That don't mean she ready to jump on his thing. That don't mean she undressing him with her eyes, but her brain is already trained to know what she thinks is handsome. And the more handsome he is, the more she going to feel it. And it might be like, wow. It could be a man she seeing, oh, the world. And then, I'm married. Yes, I love my husband. I'm faithful. And she snap herself out of it. Now, think about it. If a woman goes through that and she feel that, if she go through that and she feel that, and a man got 10 times the sex drive of a woman, come on now. And you got to realize, I'm a man who lives with a woman. The women who think that they have the sex drive of a man, they don't have a man. So yes, you got a sex drive when you ain't getting no angling. But when that angling is readily available, you gonna realize you ain't got the drive you thought you had. Cause when that man will wear the bottom out you every day, you gonna get, man, my goodness, I'm sore from yesterday. That's how women be. Man, I'm sore from yesterday. Man, my goodness, like, can I get some sleep? Like, and then a woman, she can't want it every day. You know what? Cause a woman have a period. And don't let her have no cramps with it. Don't let her have a headache with it. A woman have hormones. Woman hormones totally different. Woman hormones give her acne, give her bloating, give her all kind of stuff women hormones do. A woman have menopause. That stands for men on pause. A woman have menopause. A woman have hot flashes. This man thing standing up, he ready to knock the bottom out of something, and you having hot flashes. You not gonna want none. You not finna want somebody climbing on top of you and you having hot flashes. So this need to be understood. A woman does not have the sex drive of a healthy man. If you got your old ED man, he got erectile dysfunction. He have that because of too much insulin, too much sugar spikes. He drinking his calories. He drank too much sugar. He got to decrease his sugar, and he got to increase his exercise, and he have to stop masturbating and watching porn. And that ED is gonna disappear. If he get on a healthy diet, it could be vegan, vegetarian, or carnivore. A healthy diet without carbs, without carb loading, without having bread every meal or rice every meal, and he exercise, he walk 30 minutes a day, that ED finna dissipate. That thing finna be standing on up. Because that ED is not hereditary, that's lifestyle. That's his lifestyle. Because erectile dysfunction, erection come from blood flow. So if you got poor blood flow, poor circulation, then that thing ain't gonna get up. That's what got to be understood. The healthier you are, the more that thing finna stand up. You don't hear nothing about real healthy men having no ED unless they is a porn addict and they just can't get it up because of what they is actually turned on to, or they gay and they hiding in the closet, and that's why it's not getting up. And he ain't got erectile dysfunction. He just can't get turned on for no woman, and you his woman, but he want him a piece of booty hole of a man. He want him a strong bite to hold on to, and so that's why it's not working out. And so that, because what you got to realize about the man, and see, this is the thing, women are so nuanced. Men, we're not that nuanced. And I'm not talking about, oh, this man, he like caviar. I ain't talking about nuance like different likes and dislikes. I'm talking about, it's two types of men. Grown boy and grown man. Grown boy and grown man. That's it. It's two types of men. It's like, as men, we all speak the same language. We all understand each other. If you put men in the room, all us, 90% of the men gonna be on the same wavelength. If you say, do you like artificial eyelashes? Every man in the room gonna say no. Do you like artificial booties? Every man in the room gonna say no. Do you like artificial hair? Every man in the room gonna say no. Do you like women with a whole bunch of makeup on? Every man in the room gonna say no. But then women gonna say, oh, that ain't true. Cause that's what they dating, that's what they this and that. No, they ain't. Look at the wives. Go around and count every wife. How many of them got a fake booty? All of them got weave, because it's like at that point we don't care. But when we out choosing, we not trying to choose no woman with no head full of weave. If we could tell it's weave, if we can't tell it's weave, then it don't affect it. What you don't know won't hurt you. And so that's what you got to realize and understand. What you don't know won't hurt you. But I'm married. My wife get eyelashes. I don't like them. I don't like the eyelashes, and I tell her that. I told her, I said, sometimes they be too long and they look a mess. I told her that. But she gonna get them because it make her feel comfortable. It make her feel like she well-rounded. And because every other woman got it, and she don't want to look bad to other women. She don't want women to look at her like, ooh, you broke-eyed. Ooh, them lashes broke. Oh, you doing bad. You can't even get your lashes done. So that's when it be a woman-to-woman thing. But I already told her I really don't care for them like that. I'm like, they don't really bother me, but I don't care for them like that. And she got weave in her hair right now. She don't need it. But women getting the extensions put in just to get a more voluminous look. I really don't care, because I'm already with her. I'm already married to her. And even if I met her, I wouldn't care, because I can't really tell. It looked like her hair to me, so I can't really tell. Now, if it looked like a whole nother head of hair and it's wiggling and moving, or it's just a lace front and the little brown thing coming up, the glue done got loose, that's totally different. So that's what you got to realize and understand. Men, we all the same. The differentiation, it'd be like 10%. Now you get a room full of women in there, only thing they gonna agree on is that they want a man to provide. That's it. Other than that, well, I don't know about that. Well, I don't know. Well, this, well, it's 1,000 different species of women. It's 2 different types of men. It's 1,000 different species of women. That's why women don't like women. You ain't never heard a man say, I don't like hanging around guys. You ain't never heard a man say, I don't like hanging around guys. I don't like my dogs. But that's all women be saying. I really don't do women like that, because women is too catty. Women is too jealous. Women is too, and it be like, well, darn, y'all don't like y'all self. How y'all expect us to like you? Y'all don't like y'all self. So how in the world you want me to trust you? That's why I realized why my wife friends all look a certain way. Meaning that all of them is just everyday average women. Yeah. My wife ain't got no friend that make my jaw drop and be like, wow. All of them just, because she don't hang around the Jezebels. She do not hang around the Jezebels. All her friends, her whole life since I have known her, help look basic. Just everyday regular women. Ain't now one of them I looked at them and said, wow, she pretty. Now one of them. And she don't hang around the Jezebels. And although my wife is pretty, she like that in spirit. She not a mean girl at heart. She not a pretty girl at heart. She is, at heart, she act like she not pretty. Like a normal everyday woman. She don't got her nose in the air turning up like she be too nice. Sometimes she used to ain't be like that when I met her. But I think from being around me, she not gonna ever admit that. But I think from being around me and seeing how nice I am to people and how I talk to people and how much gratitude I show, she done picked that up. She done learned that. And she realized that's a superpower because she see the blessings and the favor on my life. We have in our marriage, and this is what I'm gonna tell y'all as the head of the household, as the man, see the oil flow from the head. We have never got a blessing through my wife. And now I don't say that in a derogatory way. Like through me and through my connections. Cause she got friends who got decent money. But you know what they've never done? They've never taken us on a vacation. We getting ready to take people on a vacation and we paying for the vacation. All they got to pay for is their flight. But I got a friend who done took me and my wife to the NFL suite, to the NBA courtside, private jet, free vacation to Jamaica. It's so many blessings, you know, millions of dollars have come in through my side, through my friends, just in business deals. We had one blessing come in through my wife, and that was a $5,000 loan from her stepdaddy after my car got stolen. And man, we took 15-20 years to pay that man that $5,000 back. I felt bad, but we just one thing about it, we had forgot about it. I had forgot about it because she got the loan. So I had forgot all about it. I would have been paid that man back. You know what? When I get, I'm gonna get that man another $5,000 just for loaning that to me. And I'm gonna tell him, run tell that. And so that's what you got to realize. The head, the oil flow from the head. But in order for a man to get that favor from God, he got to be renewed by Christ. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. And this is what I try to tell women. Like, listen, if you don't have a man of God, you're getting cheated on if he have options. If he have options. Oh, well, my man is an atheist. All right, your man atheistly cheating. Oh, well, my man is agnostic. Listen, your man got to have something that is bigger than him. And this is what I want you to realize. Having something bigger than him even don't keep him faithful unless he truly fears that thing. So, prime example, Bill Clinton. Here you have a white man that a lot of people think is superior, including black women. A lot of people think it's superior. So a lot of black women think a white man is better than a black man. So for one, a woman gonna think a white man is more faithful than a black man. How about this? That is not true. That is not true. In the least, that is not true. If a white man got options, he knocking them down. He knocking them down. 100%. All the time. He is knocking them down. But the thing about it is, and this is what a lot of people don't understand now. This is what a lot of people don't understand. And y'all forgive me now. Y'all forgive me. Because I got to tell you the truth now. And it's based on my experience. And it's based on everybody's experience. And I'm going to tell you who will attest to this. White men will attest to this. Because when I'm with the white guys, they say the same thing. White women are way more promiscuous. It was one time, was a white lady got in the comments saying this ain't true. Listen, man, I done been with over 100 women. Okay, by the age of 21. My homeboys done been over 100, 300, 600. This the reality that y'all don't hear about. White women are 10 times more promiscuous than black women. I'm here to tell you. I could have had any black woman in the world I wanted. But when I tell you black women will make you work for that thing. Now, yes, there was black women who was raised without a father. There was black women who was raised in the hood, and they would do it on the first night. But if you give a black woman the lifestyle a white women have, 2-parent household, middle class, upper middle class, that's a whole different type of woman. Yeah, some of them will get down now, but on average, you got to work for a black woman. When I met my wife, it was 5 different girls that I was shooting my shot at. All of them was black, and all of them didn't. The three other ones that I tried, outside of my wife, and including my wife, all turned me down when I tried to sleep with them. And the rest of them I didn't count though, because one of them was, you know, she was a little heavier than I could lift, so I didn't really count her. And she kind of had a boyfriend, kind of, sort of, kind of was, you know, in and out. The other one, she had hair on her legs, so I ain't count that, because I really ain't put all the full-fledged effort. And so, and then the other one I really ain't talked to. The other one, she said her period was on. And these was all black women. I've never met a white woman in my life that I shot a shot at and didn't get to sleep with on the first night. That's just the truth of the matter. And I think a part of it is because of the exploration, and like a black man being the forbidden fruit, and being, you know, more masculine and more sexy than a white man to them. And it's a lot of white men that's married to a white woman that used to sleep with black guys, and the white guy don't know it. But what a lot of the white women understood and started to learn is that they couldn't count on a black man, that there was experience to a black man, and that they couldn't count on them and depend on them for family and to get married and to have kids. It's very few white women that met a black man that come from a 2-parent household and that she could count on, or a man who didn't come from a 2-parent household but he want to be married and have kids and be a good man. It's not that common with black men because of the trauma that black men come from. So because black men don't really come from, a lot of black men don't come from a 2-parent home, they're not trying to build a 2-parent home. Now some men, because of what they felt and what they went through, not having a 2-parent home, it make them want to be in a 2-parent home. I mean, want to be the father in the 2-parent home. And this is what has to be realized and understood. And so what you have to understand with this is white men cheat too. Asian men cheat. A man is a man. And unless a man is renewed by Christ, and when I say renewed by Christ, it's just what I found. Because somebody can say, well, what if he renewed by Allah? I've never really been around a Muslim man that much. And the Muslim men who are good men, like I know a couple of Muslim men who are good men, but they cheat. And in Muslims, it's certain sectors of Islam, I'm guessing it don't apply to all Muslims, but I thought it'll be one for all. But the Muslims always talk about they can have multiple wives. So I don't really understand how some of them have one wife and they can afford more wives, but they only have one, and some of them have multiple wives. So I don't know if it's based on what country you in as a Muslim, but there's no sector of Christianity that it is okay to have more than one wife. Now, it's people who try to act like they have a church, and think about it. The men who have these sister wives and all of this different stuff, these is white men. These is men, when you look at Netflix and you look at the documentaries of these sister wife things and these compounds with all these wives, and where it's the women, and then it's even some little girls, 14 and 13, got to sleep with the man. These is white men. We ain't seen now one of those on a black man. Now, it might be the case in Africa, in certain cultures where they don't have they got their own little African spirituality, certain religions or whatever, but you don't see black American men like you see white American men. Now, you see some black American men who are, you know, these boys who trying to be cool, and they have the like 2 girlfriends and stuff, and they flaunting that on Facebook. But other than that, every man cheat. Every man is not every man cheat. Every man is capable of cheating. And so when I say, I honestly, for me, my life and what I have to do is bigger than me. So that's what helps me keep faithful to my wife, because I'm faithful to my wife not just because of her, because it's times she get on my nerves. It's times I'm mad with her. In that instant right there, sex is so easy for a man. I could easily have sex. I could easily knock me down over another woman. But because I love God, I gotta think about it. And because I have been ushered into the blessings, the favor of God. Because see, when you are a righteous man, God opened up the windows of heaven on your life. When you a righteous man, God give you favor. God make your enemies your footstool. When you a righteous man, when you feel the true divine favor of God, to where you know this is God. This, whoa, you sit there, you like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You sit there, you like, man, what's going on, man? And you just, I mean, it brings tears to my eyes, even just talking about it right now. Listen to me, when you feel that, man, listen to me. When you feel that, there is nothing to compare to it. And so guess what? I don't want to sin against God. And I know God forgives sin, and I know people say, oh, all sin is equal. You know, I'm not really a firm believer that all sin is equal, because not all sin have the same consequences. So that's what I mean by not all sin is equal, because if I have sex with a woman, I now have created a soul tie, an emotional bond, which is a soul tie. I could contract the STD. I can get her pregnant. I can have a crazed human being chasing me and after me, and all of that. So I don't consider all sin equal, because if I take and I masturbate, that's me in my hand. No STD, it's no pregnancy. It's masturbation is not explicitly spelled out in the Bible. Now lust is, and all of that. So if I'm lusting, then that's something different. If I'm lusting, then that's a sin. And if I'm lusting to masturbate, then that's different. And so I don't consider all sin equal. Y'all got to forgive, I'm pulling into the detail, and my boys here and they ready. But hey, God bless you. We're going to pick up on this. I would have 40 minutes, but we're going to pick up on it and be able to touch on it a little later. And we're going to further explain this to where, get you a man of God who is renewed. He living for God. He living right. He doing right. He trying to be a better man, do the right thing. And he has a fear for the Lord. He has a relationship with the Lord. And it's bigger than you. It's bigger than him. And he's tapping into his purpose and his calling as a father, as a husband, as a man of God, as a representation to young men who looking up to him. All of that, all of those things tied together is what keep a man faithful. Not just your booty, not just your sex, not just your head, not just your cooking. None of that can keep a man faithful. Ask a woman who could cook, got a big booty, drop it like it's hot in that bedroom and still get cheated on. Ask these women, ask all these beautiful celebrities that's out here getting cheated on. Ask them and they will tell you ain't nothing about a woman that could keep a man faithful, because men have had thousands of women since the existence of men. Since the existence of mankind, men have had multiple women. It take something bigger and deeper than that to keep a man faithful. And that's what got to be understood. Hey, this Tony Gasson. God bless you. We gonna talk soon.